Okay,
so we're talking about the top 5 for now, right? In game dunk.
No. You said he was top 10, so I want you to say 6 better at least.
6 better in game dunkers since 2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blake Griffin, Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan? No.
Yeah, come on, man.
No, bruh. No.
That's literally all he did.
Right.
No. Come on.
LeBron
up there, or is that
LeBron. Zach
LaVine for sure.
Zach LaVine don't even be dunking no more. He doesn't
I'd say Russ, but I don't know how y'all feel about Russ.
Oh, definitely Russ. Since 2010, definitely Russ.
That's 6 right there.
Russ over Paul George. Come on now. Come on.
Yes.
Please. No, my goodness. Russell Westbrook as an in-game dunker over Paul George.
Yes, easy.
No, for Xavier,
360s really make me fall in love like this.
For Xavier and people like Xavier.
I'm not talking about like the amount of dunks, though. I'm talking about the accuracy.
No, I know we talk about the quality of dunks here.
What is Russell Westbrook doing on fast break that Paul George doesn't do? Fine.
Break the rim.
What rim did he break?
It's a certain type of
ferocity, tenacity,
violence that Russ touches the ball with. Paul George don't do that. He cool guys 360s, but I mean,
even the 360s, he's soft.
Soft as hell.
Soft 360s.
Soft as butter. He top 10 though.
15.
Me personally,
we about to lose.
Excited? We'll talk about it later.
I know Steph more. That's all I'm saying.
Since 2010, Kobe's more exciting than Paul George. LeBron's more exciting. KD's more exciting. He just said exciting. That's what he said.
Exciting. No, Paul George probably top 15 exciting. I don't know about top 10.
I said top 15.
That tight 15 is even a stretch.
I don't know.
Melo probably more exciting. I'm not gonna lie.
Harden's more exciting.
No, Harden is not. No, he's very boring.
It depends.
He was almost average 40 a game. We're not gonna wipe that away from history. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
That foul baiting is though. That's a little.
Man,
foul baiting was not fun. The foul baiting.
Come on.
Yeah, but the foul baiting also took away from that.
But so he literally had fans yelling at him mid-game, talking about this is not a free throw thing or whatever.
You take away the free throws, he still was averaging like 30 at least.
No, he was still hooping. I'm just saying him going to the line 20 times was not aesthetically appealing. Excitement.
That's fine.
But anyway, let's wrap up a quick little intro. Welcome y'all to the virtual reality version of What's Play Podcast. It's me, your host, with the mostest. Jalen / Marco. We got other Jalen, JG. We got Christian Taylor right here. Oh, my bad. Dang. We got Brian.
He gave the whole government. That's crazy.
So we here coming
got his ass.
Talking about still the playoffs going on. We'll probably talk about that. I think what else we'll get into today. What you think, Brian?
Well, I mean, we can start with the All NBA selections since that just came out yesterday.
Okay.
So
let's talk about it, man.
Do we want to list them all for people that weren't aware, or do we think everybody has an idea?
Yeah, we can kind of just list the people that's on the first team, and then we can just talk about it, and then go to the second team, talk about it, third team, talk about it.
All right,
keep it straightforward.
So obviously, first team.
You got them in front of you. Yeah,
I can remember off the top of my head. If I get one wrong, I'm sure I got it.
Okay.
So first team was Luka, Shea, Embiid, Tatum, and Giannis. So I'm assuming there weren't too many surprises there, but how did y'all feel about that first team?
Oh, hold on. There were two surprises. We got two people down. They ain't think that.
Oh yeah, we got to talk to JB about it. Yeah, we got to talk to JB because he had an interesting take on how the first team was gonna go. We'll get to CT in a second, but JB had a specific take that he had.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was wrong. I can live with that. I mean, I understand my take was what's the word? Not favorite highly. You know what I'm saying? But I still stand by it. I definitely stand by it. I was wrong. So I think Jokic should deserve to be your first team. But he still wasn't first team at all, right?
No, he wasn't.
Jokic was
that was,
I think I think we're losing the plot.
Can you explain your reasoning though? That was the main.
Oh yeah, his reasoning is his reasoning.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I wanted to start with JB because
I want to remind people that you picked Embiid MVP, but then you didn't pick him for first team. Now you can go from there.
Because the narrative that they were pushing for Embiid was so strong. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's gonna win MVP, but then they would gather their thoughts and like, you know what? He deserves MVP, but is he really the best center or front court player? And they're like, nah, Jokic. But we saw in the playoffs that Jokic, at least the first, I'll say 8 games or so for each team, Jokic was the better center. So I feel like if they just, I don't know why they vote before the playoffs. I just don't understand that.
That's a great question.
Every league,
I guess it's because they got to make the regular season.
It's a regular season award.
But what about the NFL? Don't they decide that after the playoffs?
No, they decided the regular season too. They don't release the awards until basically right before the Super Bowl.
Same way the NBA used to have that award show after the playoffs. They just changed it, but the ballots are always in before the playoffs begin.
Yeah, but I think they do it just to make sure the regular season, to make the regular season matter.
Because these are regular season awards.
Aaron Rodgers went back to the MVP, and he folded in the playoffs twice. So if that went in consideration, he would not have got the MVP. So,
which makes sense to me. I don't know. He makes sense. I feel like
when you put playoffs into it, and then Mahomes has like 10 MVPs, it's gonna look a little crazy at the end.
But has he not been the most valuable player though?
But we would be saying the same thing. We could say the same thing about LeBron.
I feel like
don't get me started.
If we going,
where's Anthony Davis MVP?
If we're taking playoffs, like making the playoffs into account, and then say, "Oh, well, it's just a regular season award," then why do we care about the winning record at the end of the season?
Because you still play the games during the regular season.
I hear you saying
that.
So everybody plays the games, but if you win the games during the regular season, and that's what you're rewarded for, you're not rewarded for what happens. So yes, you're rewarding them if they make the playoffs. Right. After whatever happens after the regular season ends, that's where you have the best team who normally wins. They get Finals MVP. Then they have this Western Conference, Eastern Conference MVP. That would just be a whole lot if you base the entire MVP off of the 82-game regular season and then whichever team wins 16 first. Because then you have
that's a lot.
Listen, if you have an Eastern Conference MVP, Western Conference MVP,
and a Finals MVP
of the Western Conference Finals, then you have a Finals MVP, then you have a complete season MVP with regular season and playoffs combined. And mind you, the awards aren't just for regular season and playoffs. Like all the awards, like there's MVP, 6th Man of the Year, people who are on teams that aren't as successful. Like Shea didn't make the playoffs, but he's All NBA first team. They would have done the voting after the playoffs started. Shea would not have made All NBA first team.
Should he have?
I think he had a strong argument. I don't think I had him on my map, but I believe he was rightfully. I think there were 3 All NBA first team level guards this year.
Right.
I'm about to say, let's not forget that Luka missed the playoffs too.
Also, but we saw Steph play the way he played. He was balling. I think he deserved to get first team after seeing that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's hard to kind of judge not just the regular, and it's still games going after the fact. That kind of makes you rethink the voting process.
Did Steph get hurt at some point this season?
Yes.
He didn't play 65. I don't think.
He played like 50 games. I also wanted to point out.
That's probably part of the.
I also wanted to point out how these teams. Like, I know the CBA brought up the requirement of 65 games, but the voting for these teams shows if the voters already have a built-in tax on the players who play more games. Because you can argue, based off, like, team success plus counting numbers, Steph may have had the best season out of the 3 guards. If not, he may have had the second.
Right.
He didn't play nearly as many games as Shea and Luka did. So the voters already in their mind. And mind you, Shea and Luka didn't make the playoffs. So you can see that the voters in their mind have that tax against players who don't play a certain amount of games. Now there's an actual number on this, on the requirements. So it'll be interesting to see because if Steph doesn't get 65, KD, LeBron, I mean, these aren't players who consistently played that many games throughout an entire season. So we're seeing that there was already a tax. Like, what's his 65 game requirement? necessary. 65 too high. We could have 60. 58. That's a cool number. 58. I don't know. I feel like 58 is a number to give you 2K. When you trying to do
I mean, it makes sense because everybody would play. You play every team twice.
Yeah.
Any other opinions for the first team y'all want to talk about? We'll move on to the second team.
Well, it sounded like JD.
I also
I'm about to say JD.
I just wanted
to hear CT's thing, but
because I had said a while ago that my picks were my picks. They weren't predictions because I said when I selected Jokic for MVP, I knew Embiid was going to get it. No, I didn't even select it. I selected Giannis. When I said that, I said I knew Embiid was going to get that multiple times. Correct? Can anybody? Okay, just making sure. So I don't place my ballot based off what I think is going to happen. I'm placing my ballot off what I think, what I would personally like to see happen. And that's how voting worked. Like everybody who voted, a lot of people had Jokic or wherever Curry first team, Curry didn't make it. That's their opinions though. That's how they saw the ballot, And I had Embiid second team. I mean, in my opinion, he was the second best center this year. But of course, he had the narrative with him, so I knew he was going to win MVP. But me having Jokic is not this whole penalty that we think it is.
Wait. So you knew Embiid was going to win MVP, but you put him second team, and then you clowned me.
I clowned you? No. I had Embiid second team, but I did not pick Embiid. I did not pick Embiid for my MVP.
What you mean?
Yes, but no. My predictions are based off what I would do if I had a ballot.
Okay, that's fine.
You made your. Yeah, but if that was the case, everybody would just vote Embiid. All 100 votes for MVP would have gone to Embiid. Is that not the case? Exactly. So if I know he's going to win, why would I just not go for who I would want to see win? That's who I'm voting for. Who I think should win.
No, I'm saying
that is true. Some people didn't vote for Jokic at all for the MVP.
Oh no, one. This is one.
One guy.
I'm just trying to figure out what the confusion is.
I'm not confused. I'm saying that you know that Embiid was going to win MVP. However,
yes.
You still didn't put him first.
It's the same way. No. I knew the same way I knew Embiid was going to be MVP. Clearly, that means he's going to be first team. You're the only person who thought like that. Like he wasn't going to be on that team. Me putting Jokic on my ballot was not a prediction for what would happen. It's what would happen if I had a ballot. That's how I would vote if I had a vote.
Okay.
Jason Tatum just hit a big shot. I don't know.
That must explain why
they're giving me hope. They're giving me hope.
No. Close the laptop, brother.
Let me close my eyes. Hold on.
Okay. So I guess we'll
yeah.
Okay, I don't like
that. Second team?
Yeah, we'll move on to second team. Okay, so second team was Steph, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown, and Nikola Jokic. I'll just start out real quick.
Wait, Brian. Didn't we say they would vote Jaylen Brown? Did we say that?
Yeah, I was about to say somebody on this.
Brian, they called us crazy. They called us crazy, Brian, because they said Jaylen Brown isn't a forward. He's not a small forward. He's a guard. Oh, goodness. Look what happened. But go ahead.
Nah, man, I was just gonna say I was.
Did you vote for Jaylen Brown?
Well, I don't remember that second.
I can tell you vote for it.
Hey, Jaylen Brown deserved a vote.
I feel like he had Jaylen Brown on one of his teams.
You think Kawhi deserved it too?
Hey, why not?
Hey, you go ahead.
Hey, you had Anthony Davis on your list.
Let's not forget.
He didn't deserve it.
Over Sabonis.
He didn't deserve it.
Hey, guess not. They said he don't.
I guess they valued winning in that situation, JG.
You knew. Wait. Hold on. Watch this, Brian. You knew that Anthony Davis was not going to make it over Sabonis, so why would you vote for him?
Because he's a better player.
In your opinion, right? Okay,
No,
but you knew. But wait. All right, no, he is the better player. He is the better player, but you knew that he was not going to make it over Sabonis at the center spot. You knew that, right?
I think he even said it on the episode. He knew.
So why are you asking why I had Jokic on first team over Embiid when I knew Embiid was going to be first team? I wasn't making predictions, and clearly you weren't either.
No.
You was casting your own
because you
ballot.
knew. Hold on. It wasn't because you knew it'd be first team. It's because you knew Embiid was going to win MVP. That's why I said that. That was the key point. Not that you knew.
Doesn't matter though. I'm filling out my ballot because I vote. But look, I voted for Giannis for MVP.
Yeah, and you didn't. Why did you do that? Why did you do
Because
that?
it was my opinion.
Man, your opinion.
If we was having a be right competition, I would have had Embiid on my MVP, but I wasn't doing that.
You wasn't aiming to be right.
No, not this time. No.
I definitely thought when we were doing a prediction, I thought that's what the name was.
Well, your prediction was not a serious prediction either.
No, it was. I was just wrong. Okay, I can admit I was wrong.
If you think they was going to give Embiid MVP and then give somebody else first team, man.
No, he said they was going to have a major.
I'm confused.
You thought we researched it and it ain't happened since like 74.
Twice.
Okay, it was time that twice. You should have known when the MVP ballots came out and Embiid and all them first place votes.
Yeah,
should have known.
We got very racist. That's what happened.
Mark Jackson had all the votes.
Brother.
You see, he released an apology. He released an apology today for not having Jokic on his ballot.
He signed for everybody black.
He said it was an honest mistake that Jokic wasn't on his ballot.
He's got to be commentating Sunday, right? Like if we get any games.
He do that.
Well,
I feel like Jeff Van Gundy's probably gonna say something if say something about the ballot.
With all due respect.
Oh, that's the Nuggets game if they play on Game 7. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That would be good.
That's gonna get crazy. That is
bad for TV.
No, but I was just gonna say I know for me I had Steph and I also had Dame. I was a little surprised that they had Donovan Mitchell here, even though he had a good season and they won a lot of games. Just because I felt like Dame had better numbers, so I thought that was gonna be what got him second team, and the fact that basically without him they weren't really winning. So I thought that from a value perspective they were gonna give Dame the second team nod, but I'm not completely distraught that they gave it to Donovan Mitchell.
I don't really see any issue with this voting. Dame being the person that you're considering over Donovan Mitchell was a bit interesting, but I can see it. You know, he did have a superb season, but he also did not have that many games played, and his team wasn't good. So that was probably very unrealistic. But other than that, you know, this second team is pretty straightforward. You know, Steph is on it. You know,
I don't know how.
That's probably the biggest surprise.
Jimmy getting second team surprised me a little bit, even though I did pick him. Just because of the way the Heat played in the regular season.
Jimmy Butler being second team almost makes it look like Ballard was placed after the playoffs started.
It should be.
But you can understand why he's on there.
No, I can understand why he got it because I ended up predicting him in the second team. But I remember his quote being like, you know, I really don't care too much about the regular season, basically to paraphrase. So I thought that might have killed him a little bit.
He doesn't even play like he cares about the all-NBA teams, and he's shown in the playoffs that, you know, he clearly load manages properly. He load manages in the actual games because he still plays. You know, I respect him.
Like
you'll get that Supermax.
I'm not sure what is y'all surprised like based on, because just based on points, this is highest average. This is his highest averaging season since he was in Minnesota. So I'm not sure.
What surprised me was that the Heat weren't winning games, and it didn't seem like Jimmy.
But that wasn't his
I know
fault,
that Jimmy had a good statistical situation, and we'll talk about statistics with the third team.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I thought that just because Miami didn't live up to expectations like people had, because people had them as like a top 4, top 5 seed. Yeah. That level of disappointment was what I thought might hurt him on the All NBA team.
But I understand what you're saying about his numbers. Know it wasn't him specifically. It was the hero, Kyle Lowry, Bam, except
Hero was
Victor
hooping.
injured. They kind of
was Hero not hooping this season? Am I remembering this correctly?
I think earlier in the season,
like he was last season, or are you like saying his whole season this season? He was hooping.
I'm saying, I don't think he was the one that they were blaming as much this year. It was really Bam and Lowry a lot. Something to close this out real quick.
Yeah, that's why I made that look. I was like, I seen the score, but I'm not watching the game.
Oh, you seen it? Yeah, they locked in.
Tyler Hero was first in the league in free throw percentage this year.
Okay, nice little stat. I like that.
Hold on, who's second? Who's second?
Probably
second. Probably is Jordan Poole. Probably.
Jordan Poole. We'll get to him later.
Jordan Poole is a really good free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Jordan Poole a little bit later. But let's move on to the third team. So the third team was De'Aaron Fox, Damian Lillard, Julius Randle, Domantas Sabonis. Who was the last forward?
Was it LeBron?
It was LeBron. That's
LeBron. Yeah.
So,
who was the last one? LeBron.
No, it took me a minute. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
LeBron.
So I guess we should ask about well, we already talked about AD, so I guess we could talk about the other two people that didn't make any All NBA teams.
I'm really disgusted with what they did to Ja.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian was right though.
Yeah, I was about to say I remember people were looking at me crazy for picking De'Aaron in the third team.
They took Ja off because of the allegations. I said that.
You did say that.
That's the only reason. Because look, there's no other reason for him to not be on the ballot other than that whole situation.
Yeah, the Grizzlies had more wins and he had better stats. So
I agree.
And what were they? The second seed, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had more wins.
Second.
I don't know. Yeah, the second seed on that team. Like, no offense, but you seen in the playoffs that offensive creation other than him was crazy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to not get All NBA because of what had happened off the court, I don't know, man. I feel like that's the type of stuff that makes you lost.
Yeah, there
is no reason why Dame makes it over him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like it was more like Ja versus Dame in this situation than Ja versus Fox, because De'Aaron obviously earned it as well, being that third seed and doing what he did with the Kings. Now, of course,
you say that, and did De'Aaron earn it over Ja?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it was Ja versus Dame, not Ja versus Fox.
Yeah.
Because if it came down to Ja and De'Aaron, I think Ja probably makes it just off of what
No, Brian, that's what we just asked you.
Have the final ballots been released, though? Have we seen, like, how close it was for trying to make it?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody probably tweeted it out.
And Jalen, you was about to say something, right?
I mean, I can see the argument between Fox and Ja, but I just believe just the season that the Kings had compared to what people thought they would be, and just the fact he got the clutch player of the year award, it kind of made it so Fox pretty much is going to be shooting for third. So at that point, it was between Dame and Ja, and I thought Dame amount of games would limit him, but the allegations and it was deafening at that point. The wild boy right there. Wow, boy.
I'm very much torn. I feel like Dame shouldn't have got into this year. I feel like Ja definitely deserved the talent on the court. But again, we know who's at the top making decisions and things like that. You don't want to set a precedent or whatever. And there's leadership involved. Like, you look at Dame's leadership with Portland and Ja's leadership with Memphis. That has an effect on the game sometimes. Probably assuming that Ja will make more all NBA teams too. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but this is the one that he needed to get that super max.
Yeah,
like, he can't get the super max now if he makes it next year. This is the one he needed to basically.
He lost a lot of money. Hope he learned from the lesson, but probably not.
Hey, at least
because I've seen some recent videos of him.
You need to go relieve that stress. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so they do have the All NBA team voting results out. I don't know if it's gonna show for Ja though.
Maybe he
just
using it as a placebo. Maybe he'll work around.
So I don't know if they have it for the people that didn't make it, but De'Aaron had 134 total points, and Damian Lillard had 137 total.
Mm-hmm. So it was between De'Aaron and whoever came in seventh. Is what it sounds like.
I think it was between Dame because De'Aaron had more points than Dame. Like
Dame
De'Aaron even got a first team vote.
First team vote.
Yeah.
I'll
send y'all the tweets. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. Nah.
If you think it's really crazy, I see Jimmy Butler and Jaylen Brown.
Nate did say that he had first team, so maybe somebody was watching what Nate was talking about.
They had to watch the first round.
Now, I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. I don't know how you put him on the first team, especially if Giannis and Tatum is there.
Cheating. They going after the first round. It's the only way. There's no why. Why would you put Jimmy Butler in there?
Hey,
they're not.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe them ballots was snuck in after the playoffs started. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, so I don't know how many Ja actually got, but according to the tweet I just sent in the group chat, that's how the voting results were.
Okay.
Any other? Yeah, I was gonna say any final takes on the All NBA teams.
Y'all think Braun was
I think Braun deserved to make it. I'm surprised that Julius Randle got it over KD because that's who I had, but I think I can understand why Julius Randle got it.
I knew one of the Lakers was going to get it, and it always leans LeBron. So
LeBron always. I think to make a note. I think I saw this. Giannis the first player. I don't know if it's ever, but it's in a long time to get on unanimous first team 5 times in a row. Which I think it's interesting that Jordan or LeBron or Kobe never did that. Or Tim Duncan. I'm not sure. I need to go look at the old voting results.
Like Clyde Drexler for first team or something.
Yeah, I don't know how LeBron didn't make it 5 times in a row. I don't know how Kobe didn't make it 5 times. Tim Duncan. Shit, even Shaq. I don't know what
you said 5 times unanimous though.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you why for each of those players. You know, Shaq really didn't get it because like Tim Duncan was probably getting some center first team votes.
Shaq and Tim Duncan.
You gotta explain the LeBron and Jordan ones then. You gotta explain that.
LeBron had them years where
Carmelo got a rookie of the year vote. The year LeBron won. So
Melo and KD was probably stealing some votes from Bron too.
From 2008 to 2013.
No, we're not saying them making the team, them stealing like
stealing votes because you just said unanimous.
You know what? You're
just saying that they voted Jimmy Butler and Jaylen Brown on first team.
We got example for LeBron. LeBron got hold of unanimous MVP because somebody voted for Melo. So you have a good point. That did happen. So.
And rookie of the year too.
And they was voting for Marc Gasol over Bron for defensive player of the year. They was not rocking with Brett for real.
Marc Gasol didn't make the all defensive team.
He did not. No, he made the second team. He made the second team. That was so sick.
I'm crazy.
Speaking of the all defensive team,
but you agree that's stupid, though, right? But you agree that's stupid, right?
I'm breaking up.
So speaking of the all defensive team, so I know it was Drew Holiday, Jalen's favorite, Alex Caruso, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson, and Brook Lopez were for the first team. I remember Dylan Brooks and OG Anunoby for the second team. I can't remember who else was.
No, that second team, yes, because I can understand Anthony Davis not making All NBA. Sure, whatever. He didn't make All-Star game. Sure, but he don't make All Defensive team. Are you serious?
Well, how did y'all finish
Dylan Brooks?
Boo-hoo.
Is that not crazy? Is that not sick?
It's only funny because how much.
It's all right, bro. He's gonna make the all playoff team.
What did they do?
I said it's only funny because how much was pushing AD to just get something. He got nothing.
Not only did he not make it. Not only did he not make it, Giannis didn't make it. Jaden McDaniels didn't make it. For Dylan Brooks
didn't make it.
I don't know why.
What you gotta realize is
Derek White was on the second team too.
What we gotta realize is Sportsman is distraught, man. Sportsman is distraught because he realized that this is probably the last year Anthony Davis is actually going to be up for these awards. Because these 65 games is going to be hard to come by for him.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so
it's all good.
He better do like
Bucks
Jimmy and
start
start
looking
low
a little
managing
crazy.
during the game, like CT said earlier.
Like Jimmy Butler be doing, man. He chilling. You can play 70 games when you ain't really trying that hard for real. You know, if you long as you get the 8 seed, you still get to the conference final.
I think with Jimmy Butler, rather than he's not trying hard during the games, I think he applies himself differently than the regular season. So
He does, definitely.
yeah, I don't think it's a matter of like he's not exerting effort as much. It's just he rebounds more or like assists more, things like that, rather than just focus on scoring so much.
But yeah, but he also realizes that in the playoffs, in order for them to have success, he's gonna have to do it.
I agree. Yeah.
Because they don't have a team around him where he can even like who else is creating shots like game to game. Like Gabe Vincent will have a game.
Right.
Like Caleb Martin will have a game where he can hit 5 threes in the corner. Kyle Lowry is, he'll put up 16 one game, But other than that, game to game, like he wishes he could rely on Bam to help create the offense because we all see it in Bam, but Bam just refuses to do it for some reason. So he knows that game to game, other than him, there's nobody he can rely on. So he might have to drop 30 a night to win a series.
I agree.
And he knows that the team he's enough to get to the playoffs without him doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Brian, you said what else you wanted to talk about? You said Poole.
Well, I guess we can start there because
No.
I mean, his second
round
round
to the all rookie teams.
They did. It
and
was
then to the second
basically.
round.
I don't remember who made the second team, but I know the first team was basically Paolo. Well, I know Jaden Ivey, Tari Eason, and Jabari Smith Jr. made the third team. The second team.
Oh.
I don't remember who the other two were, but I know Paolo, Benedict, Keegan, Kessler, and
Jalen Williams.
Oh, and Jalen Williams. Yeah, that was the first team. So basically, I think it was me and Jalen both predict. Me and JG both picked the top 5. I think Nate did too. I can't remember. Because I know CT had Jaden Ivey on his first.
I had to. For agenda purposes.
I got you. I had. Hold on.
That means I ain't have one first team all rookie player from our little draft that we did. I just knew Jaden Ivey was a short first teamer.
So I had I had like 2 or 3 because I had Kessler, I had Keegan.
Thank God for Jalen Williams. That would have been a real stinker if I didn't pick him.
You still are cooked, just so you know that.
Man, Chet, man, goofy ass nigga, man. Not
only got 3 players.
Play.
Wait, who the other two?
Want him to cut.
Just making sure. Just making sure he was counting Kenny and Chandler. Oh, your draft is cooked. I forgot who my home 5 was. It wasn't that bad, really. Jaden Ivey,
Johnny Davis was the only bad pick you really had, CT.
Well, was he though? Was he?
Johnny Davis.
I could build a case for Johnny Davis. I just won't want to hear it,
No one does.
And then JD Davison didn't really play that much, but he's still on the roster.
That's what hurt me with the Washington pick because he didn't really play that.
Hey, that end of the season run Johnny Davis went on kept the league.
5 games.
He was on the way out the door. He played himself.
He was on the way to playing on G League again next year, and that was going to look a little crazy as a top 10 pick.
Yeah. No, I think we all picked pretty solid rookies in our thing. Like even with JG picking AJ Griffin, because he even found some time at one point. So
hey, he was up there in the all rookie team discussion.
He might have made second team. I can't remember who else, but I know it was Tari, Jabari, and Jaden that I saw for sure that made the second team. I don't remember who else.
I know Brandon had the worst team because he drafted Jabari Smith, right?
He drafted Hugo Besson too, which is still being.
His team looked
Oh yeah, he did pick Jokic too.
Yeah, that was a. His American now.
So the second team was Jalen Duren, Jeremy Sohan, Jabari, Jaden, and Tari. So one of JB's guys made the second team. I think Brandon picked Duren, but I can't remember.
That's what's messed up. I was going to pick Keegan. Somebody took right before I was going to select him. That's how I had Sochan.
Yeah, man, I kind of had to take Keegan at that point. It was the board was looking a little crazy.
I was hating on this game. I think I ain't wasn't really doing much for me.
But overall, what y'all think about this class? Like, I think it's got good talent or what?
I think it's got potential.
I think Shaden Sharp can really define how good this class is. I think if he's the best player out of this class, this is a good class. If he's not, this is probably a mad class with Paolo. I don't know how high of a ceiling Paolo really has.
What do you think about Benedict?
6 man.
You'd be a solid. I like Wiggins. You probably get one All-Star game.
Yeah, so I guess so I guess CT got a point because it would probably come down to like Shaden.
Because Shaden has the upside.
Yeah,
I mean, Keegan might make an All-Star team or two.
Keegan, Tari might.
You gotta think if the Kings are a pretty good team and he's averaging 18 to 20, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility for him to be at 18. That's more Wiggins than Benedict's the way Benedict plays.
Yeah,
because Benedict is just score, and I don't really see the upside for him as a scorer to lead to All-Star teams. Like that's why I said he could be a 6 man of the year candidate, which he kind of was this year. I don't know how high of a ceiling he has as a scorer. Shaden, I think Shaden has the most potential out of this class.
Yeah, I agree. I was just gonna say my only question is if Keegan's averaging 18, is like Fox's numbers going down, Sabonis, or is he just that third option that's somehow averaging 18?
That third option should be able to average 18.
Okay.
I don't see why. I mean, we're assuming Harrison Barnes' numbers is going down, right? His usage rate is going down. He's getting replaced by.
Absolutely.
Harrison Barnes might not be on the team.
Even better. I don't see why Sabonis and Fox numbers be affected then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't really see Paolo's. I think Paolo's gonna be cool. I just don't know how much upside he really has. I see Julius Randle level, and I think he could pass that. We got to remember, Julius Randle at this point in his career is multi-time All NBA. So Paolo, I mean, I think he can get there, and I think he may be able to pass it by a little bit, but I just don't know if his upside is there. I think Shaden.
It probably depends on how he evolves as a playmaker. Because the question is Orlando going to make him their primary playmaker, or is it going to be like a Markelle or somebody else like that?
Ain't no way on God's earth they're going to make him the primary playmaker. No way. No
so
way.
Then his potential is limited then if that's the case.
I mean, he was for the first half of the season, really. I mean, it wasn't going that well. He had the ball in his hands a lot. Like we already knew he was the first option, but like before Markelle came back from injury, they didn't really have a point guard. Jalen Suggs has not shown he can play point guard. Cole Anthony is clearly a shooting guard and a point guard's body.
Yeah,
so they don't really have that veteran in the guard room. So when Markelle was out, it was like Paolo just go out there and cook, and that was cool because he got his numbers. And he wasn't doing it like too inefficiently where it looked bad.
Right.
But I think he'll probably be at his best once he gets that guard who can score with him, And Orlando has some nice pieces. I think Markelle needs to stay around though.
I think in terms of his ceiling,
I mean, they kind of got a guard that can score with him. You can go start for you.
Talking about Franz?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's nice.
He should average playing guard.
He's a forward for sure.
He's a forward now? He's a guard this season.
He's 6'10".
Orlando throws out wonky lineups, but he's definitely a small forward. But no, Franz is cool though. He's a great piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But I think in terms of his ceiling, to my Paolo, not in terms of like similarity in their game, I think like a Blake Griffin level. Like yeah, he could be our best player.
We can
get to the playoffs, but he's not going to take it like over the top.
Okay,
that's why I was saying Julius Randle.
I don't like that. I just don't like that.
But I see a better playoff performance than Julius Randle.
Right.
And their play styles are kind of similar. It's hard to compare people to lefties just because they play the game the other way. But
I'm sure Paolo will at least use his offhand. Julius Randle does not do that.
That's true. They both got that bull in the tennis shop sort of game. Like they going out physical. I guess.
Yeah.
It's still some finesse. So yeah, I like that.
Well, since we talked about the postseason, I guess we might as well start there. We're still in the midst of the second round right now. Celtics just pulled out a big game, Game 6 W. We'll get back to them in a second, but we'll start with.
You won?
Yes, they won.
Yeah, man, I won.
Season 7, man. Season 7.
Hey, Jason Tatum had 19. He had almost 17. You called me crazy. He had almost 17 in the fourth. I ain't checked the final numbers, but it was. I think he had 16 in the fourth. I think he came in with 3 points. He had 16 in the fourth, I believe, and he closed it out.
Okay.
He had like 3 threes to close out the game.
Good work.
Oh, you love to see it. So, all right. So we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that series in a second. But we're gonna transition real quickly to Jalen's team, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors, because as we were talking about earlier, of course, Jordan Poole and things of that nature. Warriors are down 3-2 at this point. Lakers are leading. AD is supposed to go tomorrow, correct?
Yes, it's probable, they say.
All right, so AD, it seems like AD is expected to play. There was a little, discussion about if he was going to be out due to a concussion, but as CT explained,
there was no discussion. It was just,
speculation.
Medical analysis by CT that he was.
No. This was from Twitter because I didn't even see the play, so this wasn't for me. I got it off from Twitter, so don't do that. That's why I texted so late. I said AD got hurt. No. It was multiple accounts, man. You can't do that.
But then I sent you multiple tweets. He said the coach wouldn't know. He don't know. The doctor wouldn't know. He wasn't there.
Man.
But yeah, there was.
I saw the wheelchair. I was like, damn, did he break his leg?
That's what I saw.
Was
Wheelchair, and my sources told me that he couldn't see the light on the bench. Like it was too harsh on his eyes. So I'm just thinking, I'm thinking, doesn't sound too good.
You were right. Chris had me worried. I looked in the group chat. He was like, not this Chris, but Chris. He was like, is AD okay? He looked like he can't see. I was like, did he get punched?
Yeah, he kept blinking a whole lot. It was a little crazy, but yeah. But the discussion was basically
it got punched by Mike Tyson when he was on the bench. I was like, what happened? I look at the replay. It's like he got hit. I'm like,
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it right
now. But
now.
you get hit on the side of your head. That could be
said,
But getting hit on the side of your head can't throw off equilibrium. So
he realized the game was over, and
he wanted to get a performance.
Got same way Joel Embiid be doing it for the Sixers. He knew they was going back to LA. He's like, that the fans something to cheer for. So when I come out that tunnel, they're gonna be really hyped because they like, oh, AD playing, So he had to put on a little. That might have been his best work. That might have been his best performance work. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
because most of the time he really beat
after the game, he started walking to that bus, and I guess the cameraman had a light on. He said, "Turn that light off. Turn that light off." I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's putting on a performance because ain't no way you made it this far. You just turned the lights off because I know it's bright as shit in that locker room. Well, who you fooling?"
He fooled me.
Go ahead.
He fooled me.
What you gonna say?
I gotta say,
man,
he fooled me.
I was getting notified just saying the Warriors medical staff was right outside the locker room. I was like, what's he about to? I had nothing. What do you mean? Just for him to have a slight headache. Yeah, it is. They gave that man ibuprofen and said, "Good luck."
I just saw the video. He got clocked in the face with the elbow.
Basically,
yeah.
Happens every time.
I'm assuming it's kind of like right there. That shit could hurt. I can see.
That's what I was saying. If you get hit on the side of your head, you could lose your equilibrium.
And Looney got them wild ass limbs.
Ashy, I know.
All right.
Shock. That shock elbow.
Okay, so, but yeah, like we said, basically the whole discussion around if AD had a concussion or not, and if he was gonna get cleared, because of course if he didn't get cleared, kind of how CT talked about in the group chat, it was going to be really hard for him to basically wouldn't be able to play the rest of the series because the NBA concussion protocol is like very, very strict, and trying to clear that in 4 days was very unlikely to happen. So good that AD's healthy. Looks like Andrew Wiggins might miss this game due to injury, so that might change some things. But I guess where we can start from the Warriors' perspective. It looked like they were a lot more aggressive. It looked like they were hunting shots for sure. Draymond in particular, Jordan Poole to a degree as well. Clay still hasn't gotten it going yet. So it'll be. What were you gonna say, JG?
As a team, that was probably one of the best games overall, just as a team. Clay shot horrible, but everybody else, they kind of really played in single to offense, and especially Poole, when he's in rhythm, it really gives that offense a chance, because when he's playing bad and Clay's already on the brick houses, it looks a little crazy across the board. Especially when Kerr already basically gave Clay a green light to shoot whatever he wants. So Clay's going to really shoot whatever he wants, no matter what's going on. And Curry just has to, carry it best he can. So when Poole and Draymond's getting 20, I mean, that makes things a lot easier for Steph and Poole to really do what they got to do. I just wonder if Wiggins is not going to play, who's going to be kind of taking his spot. I'm pretty sure Kuminga's basically out of the rotation to even get that type of spot. So would it be? Who would it be at this point?
Moody probably.
Yeah, Moody at this
point. Probably go small and go with Moody. But
do you think they might start Poole and then extra small?
No, because they're
so it'll be Steph Poole Clay.
Yeah.
Then who do you put? Do you put Looney back in the starting lineup then?
That would be my guess. Because unless they go, because I'm assuming they don't need Jamal.
But no, you don't have to do Poole, because you just simply leave Gary Payton out there because you still need defense. But so you have Steph, Gary Payton, Clay, Looney, and Draymond. Maybe Well,
I don't know, because that's shooters.
I don't think they like having Looney and Draymond on the court at the same time for this specific series, simply because the Lakers don't. At all, it seems like.
Wait. So, who's gonna play the forward?
It would be
Clay.
Yeah.
If they don't run Draymond, it would have to be.
Nah.
You said the forward or the?
Or you said the forward?
At the forward.
At the forward?
It has to be Draymond. It'd be Draymond.
Draymond won't start with Moody.
I don't think there's.
It would probably have to be Moody, like you guys just said.
No, it might be Payton at the 4. I'm gonna be honest.
Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Isn't the normal lineup with Draymond?
They normally have Wiggins.
It is.
No, they start Wiggins.
Switched, but they took Looney out, and they've been playing. I mean, maybe you can have JaMychal Green in there at the 5, so Draymond can play the 4.
You could, because JaMychal can stretch the floor a little bit. So that's an option. Maybe Kuminga gets back on Kerr's good side. I doubt it, but that would be an option as well.
At the end of that game, so we'll see.
He did, and he hit a shot. So I don't know what Kerr's issue is.
Start Dante.
I think if you start Dante for sure.
No,
that's another possibility, but I don't know. He's got to be hitting the shots. If he's not hitting the shots, it's a quick hook.
Dante's defending the best guard. Perimeter player at time. I know that's not really much of worry in this series.
It's not though. It is because you already have Gary Payton out there.
What you mean?
Gary Payton is in the starting lineup.
The past few games?
Yeah,
the last game.
At least
the last starting lineup was Steph, Gary Payton, Clay, Wiggins, and Drake. So we're taking Wiggins out of the lineup, and we're assuming they don't put Looney and Draymond in the game. The only likely replacements is probably Moody or JaMychal Green.
No, I'm sticking with Looney. All right.
You cannot do that. That's 3 non-shooters.
I'm sticking with.
If you're keeping, unless the point is that he's going to switch out.
That's not what
Vincenzo for Gary Payton.
You have 3 non-shooters and Clay, who hasn't been consistent with a shot all series. So you can't.
You gonna let Clay shoot though?
But you can guard Clay. You have 3 non-shooters.
The point is they're going to play. If you do it the way they did in game, most likely what will happen would be like the Lakers did in game 1, where they'll just play off of Draymond, play off of Payton, and probably like AD would just be on Looney or something like that, and then your pick and roll isn't working as well. Or, I mean, but at that point you're either unless Steph's on the ball. If Steph's on the ball, then they'll trap. But if it's like Poole or Clay or somebody else on the ball, they'll just play off and just live with the 3-point shot.
Nah, they won't. they won't play off Draymond like that because if you play off Draymond, the way on Looney, any of them throw, you can't play too far off. The way they set screens, they're so damn illegal. If you're playing too far off, they're gonna have a wide open shot every time.
No, I agree, but that's what I'm saying. That's what y'all did in game 1, where it was kind of like y'all just let people come off the screen and shoot the 3, and then you just were like, we'll live or die with them shooting 3s as long as it's not Steph.
Yeah, but then they started doing that in game. Which one did we win? I think that was game 4. We won, but if you watch the game, the Warriors missed a lot of like open shots, and then of course the next game they won because he was making them shots. So I'm not sure defensively if you want to keep, you can't sit too far back with the way Draymond is an offensive guard blocking setting screens. So it's hard to do that.
Last night, right? Well, that was not last night, the other day, right?
He did. It was last night.
It was last night.
Yeah,
20 was yesterday.
I don't know. He might be a little threat. I don't know.
Yeah,
if he can take 3 to start the game again, maybe.
The Warriors' offense with this Steph and Draymond pick and roll has been pretty effective when Draymond is actually looking for his shot off the pick and roll.
Right.
Because it's there, because AD is going to come up. The Lakers are smart enough to not play drop coverage against Curry. And if Steph has the pass, then he'll take it. He's easily capable of driving past AD. And what I saw last couple games really, and Steph isn't really a high volume mid range shot taker, but he has really been getting to the mid range and taking the shots that the defense gives to him. Because AD isn't able to contest it a lot of the time once he comes off that screen, and Steph is getting to that mid range and knocking it down. We did see he missed the one in game 4 where they went down 3-1, where he could have tied the game, I believe. But he's been getting to that mid-range. He's been getting to that spot, and it's kind of surprising because we don't think of Steph as this guy who's gonna cook from the mid-range. We think of him layup, floaters, threes. Like we know he can do it because he's the best of all time. But for him to cook from the mid-range the way he's been the last few games, it's pretty impressive, and I think the Warriors are gonna try to take advantage of that.
So when you say mid-range, you mean jumpers rather than the floaters, right?
Yeah, mid-range. Okay. He's taking mid-range jumpers.
I was about to say,
we don't really see.
Just given
we don't see that from Steph.
Given Steph's shot profile, he's been one of the most efficient mid-range shooters for years. But like you said, he's not known for that. His volume.
No. He's one of the most efficient, but the volume isn't out there.
Right. Okay.
Because any shot he's gonna take from wherever, if it's a jump shot, he'll be one of the most efficient. But yeah, the volume of mid-range shots he's taking in this series has gone up simply because AD is so worried about the drive because Steph can't drive past AD.
Right.
That if AD is committing to the drive, Steph has an easy mid-range jump shot that he can knock down, and he's done that in this series.
Okay. So I guess the last thing. Go ahead, JG.
It's just I'm just looking at the overall stats. It's just Wiggins being out might. Hopefully he's not out, but I believe it's a good chance to probably be out. It's not looking too good offensively. Now that I'm really looking at it, it's gonna. Draymond's got to get 20 again, and I don't know if that's possible. Poole and Clay.
Either that or Clay's gonna have to.
They're doing something out there, and it ain't good. They're doing something. They might step it up.
Yeah,
at least 30.
Clay got at least 30. Got at least.
Man, I was hoping he'd just get 18 at this point. It's looking that bad.
It is, but you're gonna need that Clay. You're gonna need game 6 Clay. Yeah, game 6. You're gonna need game 6 Clay.
It's on.
Man, that game 6 Clay is from the Obama administration. Can we move on?
That you're talking about one tweet. He just did it last year.
I say that was last year.
Against who? The Celtics?
No,
Dylan Brooks.
He didn't do it against us.
Dylan Brooks.
Oh, you talking about against Dylan Brooks?
All defensive first team. Dylan Brooks?
Second team.
Bro, you know how
all defensive second team.
My bad.
You think Dylan Brooks is actually guarding Klay Thompson straight up in that Warriors offense? All them screens they set, he probably contested about 3 of those shots he took, if that. They was probably switching the whole. And on that Memphis defense, he might have been on Steph most of the game, for real.
And the other person guarding Clay is what? T-Rex arm, Desmond Bane.
I was say probably Desmond.
Come on now.
Because Ja wasn't even there.
Desmond Bane was begging for wingspan increased surgery. So it's like, let's be serious here. He wasn't contesting Klay Thompson.
The first 2 games of this series, Clay had 25 points and 30 points. The last
we entered
at most 15. At most 15 points. So he can get back.
I gotta turn the clock back.
Yeah.
I'm about to say if Clay hit that first 3 off the screen, it might be. It might be
you know what type of night it is.
We hit that first, just like D-Lo. You hit that first 3, might be.
And if he throw that first one off the side of the rim, we also know the type of night it is. Y'all know the type of miss I'm talking about because he do that all the time. He take it from 30 feet and it hit just the side of the rim. He might shoot a wedge on that first.
Have Steve Kerr going like that.
It don't be no normal miss. It be like miss that can hurt somebody when they go off the hurt a fan or something.
I don't know what it is because he be shooting like he's not one of the greatest shooters of all time. I don't know what be going on in his head.
It's really crazy.
Christian.
That's the other thing. Steph hasn't really gotten going from 3 either. Go ahead, JB.
Who got the loudest miss? Klay Thompson, Russell Westbrook, or Nate? So, what you think? Who got the loudest? What's Clank?
I just had to be there, man. them outside courts be expanding the loudness range.
It sound like a shotgun out there,
man.
It sounded crazy. All we were doing was shooting around. The misses were sounding real loud.
But Jason Tatum.
Them Jason Tatum misses be real silent because they hit the same spot every time. They always hit the back of the rim. All his misses always hit the back of the rim.
That's so nice. You got to that wristband on, bro.
Hey, he was hooping in the 4th, though. I told y'all he was about to get 17. He had 16. Told y'all.
About time.
So
that might be my best work, and only y'all 3 heard it.
It's crazy, right?
Speaking of Tatum, we can go into that game.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. I want to ask one more thing, like Warriors wise.
Hey, did we even talk about the Lakers? We didn't say anything about.
Well, we did. We talked about AD. We talked about. I mean,
it's not.
For me personally, I think with the Lakers, it's just the question is are we getting game? I know this sounds crazy, but are we getting Game 6 LeBron, or are we getting the LeBron that we've seen like the last few games? Like even in Game 2, where he had like 21 in the first half and then couldn't sustain it. The rest of the game.
Yeah, that foot. It's almost sad to see because it's not that it's not making me that sad because I feel like the whole offseason can get him back right, but it's like you can clearly see that this is going to hamper him the rest of this run, and he has the flashes where he's still at the end of the day he's still LeBron James and he's still the smartest person on the court at all times. So I say this all the time in 2K. So he'll know his leverages at all times. If he gets to the rim, he's gonna know when it's time to go up, how he needs to go up, how to lay the ball up. He'll know that at all times. But it's the fact that he is not making that much of an effort to consistently go to the rim. We're seeing a lot of off-ball stuff. We haven't seen as much the past few games. And I'm hoping, and they've played every other day for the last few games, so he hasn't even had like an extra rest day either. I think this is like the first time this is happening in a few years, where every series is every other day like this. I feel like normally they have.
Game 7 is the only one where like everybody have 2 days off except for Miami and LA.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping because at the end of the day, LeBron James is one of my favorite players of all time. I think he's the best player to ever touch a basketball. But I just don't know if he has that gear that we've become so accustomed to seeing from him throughout his career. I think if he did have it, we would have seen it if AD didn't play, and I would have picked the Lakers to win Game 6 simply because I feel like if LeBron has that extra gear, this is the game he would have seen it because he knows that if he gets to a Game 7, anything. And a Game 6 without Anthony Davis, he would have had to turn into Superman. And I feel like he may have done it just for that one game, and he would have had a couple of days off probably to get back right. But has he scored over 30 all series?
Oh,
I think he has.
LeBron?
Nah,
LeBron hasn't scored 30 in a month.
Dang, that's sad. He had 21 in the first half.
He had 22 in the first half a couple games.
Yeah,
he has not got 30 this series. I just looked at it. He has not got 30 this series.
Yeah, if I'm the Lakers, that's a little concerning. But I feel like AD really reliable enough to where as long as he's on the floor, you're still the better team.
We're gonna have Braun. We're gonna have AD. It's everybody else that somebody's gonna step up. Apparently, every game somebody else is gonna step up. If it's not Austin, it could be Dennis. Dennis stepped up a game. D'Lo stepped up a game. It could be Lonnie Walker off the bench. It could be my man Japanese squad. It could be anybody.
That Lonnie Walker game really saved that series because I feel like if the Warriors walked y'all down 2-2, it may be something different that we're talking about.
Especially if it's still under these same conditions with AD.
Yeah, I feel like the D'Angelo Russell we expected to see. He hasn't been as inconsistent. You know, he still had his games where he's still shooting like 3 for 12, 3 for 13. But you know, he's been that reliable third guy for most of like both series that we said the Lakers were gonna need because we know what we're getting from AD. We don't necessarily know what we're getting from LeBron, but it's still LeBron. So they were gonna need that third guy to just be consistent, giving them that 16 to 18 every game, and the rest will take care of itself. And he's been doing that pretty consistently. You know, like I said, he's had those games where he doesn't shoot well, but he hasn't been as inconsistent as in years past.
Yeah. So move back to Golden State real quick before we move on. Jalen had to take a few. JB had to take a few episodes ago, I believe, where he was saying that he would move Jordan Poole and now, of course, Game 5 just happened, so I mean it makes him look smarter for saying he would keep Draymond here. But about the moving Jordan Poole thing, I think that's been a big thing that people have talked about the last couple of days. Colin Cowherd even proposed that Jordan Poole should be.
No. We don't. We're not going to speak on that trade. That was straight baloney. That was straight baloney. Let's not give him. We not endorsing that on here. Don't even want to speak on that.
Yeah. So how do y'all? But I guess how do y'all feel about JB's Poole and Draymond take now? I wish we could have asked this after Game 4 because that really would have been even better. But
I think JB is.
What do you mean?
You did.
I clarified. That was a conversation between Jalen. I don't think we talked about.
No, we had it on the pod because you were talking about Valanciunas and Vucevic and stuff.
On a virtual pod, you had this exact.
Yeah.
Last time we did the virtual one, yeah.
Gotcha. My bad. I think JB was right per se. I would pick Draymond over Poole, but at this point, it's like I would rather have neither. They both so. Other than last game, Draymond, they're both so not really court positives at this point. Yeah, they do certain things well. But it's like Draymond is a defender, but I mean, he's like 34, 35.
I would take the defense over.
I think he also made second team on defense.
You can't even call consistent because he hasn't had the good games to be inconsistent. He's just been straight up bad. And there's clearly like even locker room troubles with him that reports have come out and said. So like, yeah, in a vacuum, you could say that Draymond is more important to the team. But it is also hard to convince yourself to write the check for the 34-year-old who is not a plus on the offensive end when you can still see the potential of Jordan Poole because he's shown it to you before. So, I mean, you both are right in a way because from right now and maybe even next year.
We're both losers, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah,
he did say that.
Y'all are definitely both losers. I agree. I think you're both losers. I think you are both losers.
No. I agree with you that I don't think Draymond deserves a max. You asked me, should they keep Poole or keep Draymond? And I said Draymond.
But if you keep Draymond, what are you giving Draymond?
So one time?
What are you giving Draymond if you're keeping?
What are you giving Draymond?
I don't even know because the market changed so much. I feel like what's the max you get?
Probably somewhere between like 30
and the max.
30.
Man, how much is the max? What's the number for max?
Nah, 30 might not even be the max anymore. It might be like 35 or 40.
I mean, I think Jalen Brunson making what 27.
What is Poole making?
Poole's making.
Let's set that as
32. Because it's 128 over 4.
Hold on, bro. Jordan Poole making. Let me see. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love Jordan Poole contract. I look a little crazy.
All right, Jordan Poole next year is supposed to make.
And he did what he was supposed to do, though. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Draymond, you can front load his contract. I think He make 30 and they go down every year. I can live with that.
He ain't accepting that though.
I'm just saying that's what I would offer.
You gotta put it higher than 30. You gotta make like 37 if you want to go down.
If you want to front load,
ain't the max 50?
30.
He said you have to front load.
3-7.
Good Lord.
I'm talking about based off what he's saying. If you want to front load a contract.
Yeah,
because you can't start from 30, because then if you start from 30, it's going to get down to like 27, 26, and he's not going to like that. He probably don't want to make less than 30 million for the rest of his career in a given season. 28 probably to be safe.
If you go with 37 to 30, that's not crazy.
That's his point.
Okay. No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You probably have to start 36, 37.
I can live with that.
If you really want to front load a contract that large, because that's what he's going to want from the Warriors. Maybe the Warriors give him the Lamar Jackson treatment. Send him to the Fishes and let him see that the money he want ain't going to be like that. But then again, do the Lakers just I don't know.
Lakers, I think that this is going to sound crazy, but I think Detroit would overpay just because of how valuable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
From a ticket standpoint, like the kid going home type stuff. But
what kid going home?
Draymond.
That grown man going home.
Go. Say like he LeBron or something. Niggas in Detroit don't give a fuck if Draymond coming home, man. They gonna say go back. Please go back to where you came from.
Come on, put on for the city of winning championships. Don't come back and this.
Could you imagine Pistons fans thinking they have a future and then Draymond coming in with his crazy ass contract? No, they would kill themselves. No.
Dallas might be cool.
I think Dallas could work.
Do Dallas got that money? I don't
know what Dallas has that money.
They have money because
I think Dallas will give Draymond
because they're gonna have to pay Kyrie.
Is Christian Wood for agent?
Yeah.
I know he's walking. I know Kyrie's probably gonna walk. I know they have money.
Kyrie walking where?
I can say where he's going. Y'all might not like it.
If Kyrie's not going west, I don't know where he's going.
The Lakers would not do this third star thing ever again. I really don't think. When you got
Brandon thinks it might be Phoenix.
Man, he going to Phoenix. Man, he going to Phoenix. It's gonna look so crazy, ain't it?
If he goes to Phoenix, that is gonna be ridiculous.
So what?
I know Kyrie coming to DC, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, next series.
Hey, that was sell tickets now.
Yeah,
they played point guard since beginning of the season.
Our Strickland played in DC, Kyrie. I see the vision.
Hey, you need to get on the marketing team. Reach out.
Hey, I'm working on it, bro.
Talk to Ernie. Talk to good old Ernie.
I can't talk the time.
I know you got the connect.
I can't talk the time no more.
All right, well.
Yeah,
we want to move on to the next series.
Yeah,
we can talk about the Suns Nuggets real quick because it looks like the Suns might be out of here tonight because they're down 20 after the first quarter.
No,
they're down. How much?
Down about 20, so it might be over. They may really need 8. This might be the way Ayton can keep his money.
Denver has 44 points in the first quarter. This game is over.
I looked at the score right there.
Jamal Murray's playing. I didn't know Jamal Murray was playing.
It's a 34-26 and updated, and it went straight to 44-26.
Yeah, they just went on a crazy run. KCP hooping.
It might be done, guys. I thought they were going to at least force it to 7 because I didn't think they'd lose on their home court.
I didn't.
Who said Nuggets at 5?
Might have been 16. I can't remember.
Me and Jalen said Nuggets at 5. But Nuggets at 6, that works too.
Because I said Suns in 7, so now
Yeah, you did. I was just watching a couple days ago. You said it live on the podcast. I hate that.
What I said? Remember what I said?
I don't know. I just know that sports fan agree with me.
Oh yeah, and then that's when CT said. So that's when CT said Nuggets at 4 because he's like, I can't agree with Jalen.
Oh yeah.
I knew they were going to sweep them, but I was like, the Suns gonna win at least one. KD and D Book just.
I do want to say this.
But
Devin Booker, that 2-game stretch, that was some of the best basketball I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And that sounds crazy, but he was shooting like 70-80% from the field.
That was even better than his 2021 run when he was like.
It's not like he was just getting to the lane crazy, getting free layups. No, he was taking contested mid-range jump shots and knocking them down and driving them to wins by himself. I mean, KD was there, but this ain't KD, man. I don't know who this man is. This is not the KD I was raised on, man.
Maybe he needs some rest.
Yeah.
Because like I said, his
It
legs
was-
look.
No, his legs are gone, and it's really sad. The burst is gone. You know, the legs
He
are
was a
gone,
good
especially late games. Like Brian, you said how he would have to play 45, 48, and in the games they were winning, he played about 44 around there. But you could just see it towards the end of the games, his legs were gone, and it's like
It looks like they're going to have to play that tonight if they go hold on and force it out.
they ain't holding on. They ain't holding on to nothing tonight. They down 20.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers like CC said. Just I think I was looking at just NBA history. Just tweeted yesterday. D-Book becomes the second player to record 350 points and 70 assists in the first 10 games in the postseason. The only other player to do that is Michael Jordan. He did it twice. And then another one, he's the first player since Jordan to average 35 points per game in the first 8 games of the postseason. So he's been really cooking. He took even another step. For some reason, people are just finding out, I guess, that he's a superstar, which I swear he just took his team to the finals not that long ago.
Like a couple years, literally a couple years ago.
It's just 2 years ago, but I forgot. So.
We gonna have the discussion about where Brian had him ranked.
Yeah.
We're also, we also have an episode
Y'all are acting
coming
like
for
I said
y'all
he
where
was
we're
like
gonna be
top 20, top 30. Like at the time I was like he might not be top 10. Like
it was just really bad timing.
The lowest he would be on my list is like 12. Like that's the lowest I would have him if he was outside of the top 10.
This is as of when.
I mean, it's
as of when I said that I didn't have him outside the top 10.
I think he said this right before
that was like
game 3.
That was like a few days ago.
One of those games.
Because Aaron brought up that the other Brian, or was it Brian? I think it was the other Brian that said that Aaron didn't have him in his top 10, and I was like, I don't think that's too crazy. So like, because I had him like right outside of my top 10 because I was trying to think of everybody who's there.
Yo, you might be bad luck, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because I think you said that as soon as he shot like 70% from the floor in game 4.
Yeah,
he went crazy that day.
Yeah, I think he went crazy.
But we also have an episode coming for you guys sometime either during the playoffs ends where we're gonna be drafting players based off their playoff performances strictly. So I'm interested to see, especially if Devin Booker does eliminate it this round, I'm interested to see how much we weigh his team not getting as far as others versus him having arguably the best individual performances in this postseason. So we'll see. But that episode is on the way. We will get it done very soon. Because we're pretty close. Finals is a few weeks away. So the episode is a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Let's clarify from the audience that the draft, are we basing it on our own opinions?
Yeah, it's always our own opinion.
Okay, now are we always a team, or are we just doing the best players?
I think we could just do best players. I think it should be able to get to a team, but I don't think you're drafting 5 guards. Like I don't think you're gonna do that.
You good though.
I mean, you could, but it's up to you. But I would say if we're putting out a picture where we say we have the best, who has the best team, like who drafted what? Like when you're drafting something, you're not drafting as like you're not drafting just individual players, We're not. I'm not necessarily saying you have to draft for fit, but like you would probably want to have at least a big guard forward out of your top 5, and then the rest, because we're living in a positionless basketball era. If you have Giannis as your center, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you.
I said they have Giannis and 4 guards.
I mean, that's cool. Like if you're drafting and Giannis is your first or second pick, ain't nobody gonna make you take.
I would
Nobody's gonna say if you gotta take Brook Lopez right here, man. You don't have a sense. No, if you're gonna run Giannis at the 5.
I mean, I need to see what you're gonna draft after everybody goes that you're gonna end up with 4 guards on the team. I'm real curious to see how I want to see how that's gonna work for you. I really do. I don't believe there's enough guards for you to do no goofy shit like that.
Should I be serious?
You're gonna end up having DeJounte Murray on your team if you do some shit.
Should he be serious or should he be silly?
Do you think's best for you? The wrong one. Your name's gonna be attached to it, not ours.
You said Jalen? Our name?
No, Marco. That's what I'm gonna say, Marco. We make sure that's what I say.
Just go say Jalen.
I can live with that.
Any other thoughts on that series? Okay.
So we can do like our Suns analysis.
No, that's fine. So we'll move from one person who's had a very.
I mean, the Suns they started campaigning today, so I think they knew what type of time it was. Not campaign. Landry from that's the real problem.
I was about to say, campaign just knocked the 3 down, man.
Doing the campaign.
I've been rocking with campaign since they told me I played like that, so we can't have too much campaign.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
They did it.
Did you punch him?
No, man. I don't take that disrespectfully. That's a professional basketball player.
Respect.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on from one team that's had a player having a very, very great postseason to another team that has a player in contention for best postseason performance so far, and the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler going against the New York Knicks. My analysis is pretty quick. This series is done tomorrow, so let's just get ready for prayerfully Celtics Heat, but we'll talk about that in a second. Hopefully it'll be.
I'd be really surprised if Jimmy wins this series, but I won't go as far as saying it's done simply because the Heat are an 8 team. So anything is possible, but I don't think Jimmy allows this series to go any further than tomorrow. So I agree with you, Brian. I just won't say that over here.
No, I agree with you. I just don't think, unless we see the Jimmy that played like, what was it, like game 3, game 4 last season against the Celtics and only had like 5 points, I don't see a situation where they lose tomorrow.
Yeah.
This might be Jimmy. So, crazy enough, this may be Jimmy's best chance ever. And this is as an 8 seed.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because even when he made the finals in the bubble, that team stood no chance against that Lakers team.
And Bam was hurt at that point.
Yeah. But this year, like there's no, especially since the Suns aren't getting there, I would have really been worried to play a team with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in the finals. But I mean, the Lakers are really good, but I don't think they're unbeatable.
Yeah,
and if the Nuggets are the team that gets there, I mean, Bam is probably as good as the matchup you're gonna get for Jokic. He probably won't do much with them, but I mean, I don't think they don't have a chance against the Nuggets if they get there. So I think this may be his best chance.
And I assume they'd have Tyler Hero back at that point, right?
I did see a tweet that was like, Jimmy Butler probably.
And everybody was laughing at Jimmy too, man. They was laughing at him because he said he's going to need it in the finals. Tyler Hero might come back in the conference finals.
Yeah,
I don't know if that actually happened or somebody just said the tweet was like Jimmy Butler probably told Tyler Hero, you go ahead and get ready for the finals because we're gonna need you once you get there. And that was right after he broke his hand. But now it's looking like it's a possibility. Who knows?
Because they play the Celtics in the next round. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was rough.
I'm scared. I'm scared already. We're not even. We haven't even got through Game 7 yet.
Yeah, I don't think they have a good chance against the Sixers.
I agree.
But the Celtics. They got a chance.
So why do you say? So why do you think they don't have a good chance against the Sixers?
Embiid
and Harden foul baiting the way they do, just make it a little crazy.
I would agree. It's something about, I don't know if it's just because Jimmy's got that Michael Jordan in him or what it is, but it's just I feel like that spite for Philadelphia is just like every time he sees Tobias Harris, he's just trying to go get a basket.
He be baking Tobias.
I did forget. I forgot about that.
That's true. He might go crazy.
I don't know who they gonna put on Jimmy though. But
PJ.
Who?
Yeah, it had to be PJ.
Oh, okay. All right. Imagine if Miami actually ended up getting that power forward throughout the season who could, just shoot the ball, but they just didn't. And now
they just got Kevin. But...
No. I'm talking about 3-and-D guy. I'm talking about 3-and-D guy. That mold. They could have used the Boss Man 99, but he fell out the Bucks rotation, so I don't know what.
Well, I'm sure he would have known what his role was in Miami.
Man, the Suns could have used Boss Man 99.
Hey, the Celtics could have used Boss Man 99, man.
No. Yeah, couldn't.
Yes, we could. They're not even playing Trey Williams for real.
Who y'all think Jay Carter is, man?
He's the glue guy.
I think he's Boss Man 99.
He's the glue
guy. Boss Man 99, man.
making sound he's the ultimate 3-and-D wing boy.
We don't have nobody who's gonna yell
like
at
how PJ Tucker.
the thing with the Celtics is we don't have nobody who's gonna yell at Jason Tatum when he start 0 for 10. You think anybody yell at him in that locker room? No, we don't.
Yes.
Marcus Smart is not yelling at him.
Your head coach is definitely doing that. Your head coach is yelling at him.
No, he's not.
I need a player.
Have you seen his press conference?
Marcus might.
Have you seen his press conference?
Marcus too close in age.
Who?
Have you
No,
seen
Mazzulla not gonna yell at him though. He just gonna say it.
I agree.
Yeah, Mazzulla don't yell. I need
It's
somebody
not even
to
about
get
him
mad.
yelling.
The way
He'll just
PJ
be
Tucker
like-
yelled at Joel Embiid in the middle of the game.
But I was like, it's not even about yelling
Oh.
for Joe. It's just that he'll be like Tatum had like 6 good quality shots. I know you mean these mid-range shots. I wish he would have turned them into threes, and it would have been something like that. Like that would have been his thing. He's not gonna yell at Jason Tatum for going over.
Man,
as long as
directly tell Tatum that he gonna directly tell Tatum, nigga, you not shooting good shots. The fuck are you doing? And if he can't get it from that point,
that's you're thinking about Ime. That's the problem. You're thinking about Ime. Joe Mazzulla is not Ime.
man, he a grown ass man. Tatum can't see what the fuck he doing. Then I mean, somebody should have to tell him. PJ Tucker got to be the person to tell him that type of player. Then nah, I don't know.
Sometimes you need.
I thought the finals last year
you
would
need
have told
guy,
him that.
man.
But Jalen Brown, not that guy.
Did you watch the finals last year? Hey, learn something?
Yeah.
He ain't learned nothing, bro.
He said he did, but apparently not.
Just
It's gonna be
phone number.
it's gonna be crazy when they come out with the purple.
Yeah, he got to
purple
wear that.
armband.
He's definitely wearing that before.
Game 7, right? Yeah.
Not the way he's shooting the ball. He probably too scared to do it now.
Is he gonna?
You better not
post
post
That's the
texting
real.
Kobe either.
Is he gonna
What was
text
that
him? That's the
text?
real question.
What did he say in the text? Did he say I got you?
Yeah, I think he said I got you.
Like
today,"
Kobe, a
or something like
Celtics fan. He said that like Kobe was a Celtics fan.
Why
did he say that?
Why did when Dre said declined? I would have died laughing.
And Joy sent us a text message, so it ain't go through.
Emailing Kobe.
that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Dropbox.
Yeah.
He should go the extra mile. Go to Twitter and at Kobe and saying, I got you today.
Nah, because that's too public. That's too public. You can't email him because people
That's-
Kobe's team probably got his email. So you can't email him either. He needed to go to a phone where it
The
won't
Mamba
really-
Foundation. The Mamba Foundation
Yeah.
gonna get the email and be like, what the hell?
What is Jason Tatum doing?
Email that
I got
there
y'all
was no money.
Because if it don't come through, then it started to look a little crazy. They were like, Jason Tatum promised that he had us today and he didn't.
That's funny.
He let the whole Mamba Foundation down. Whole Mamba Road disgusted.
Bro, making a donation. This is what's in my finals.
They couldn't know about that.
Yeah. Well, since we're here, what do you guys?
Yeah, we want to talk about Celtics Sixers
Just to
now?
say, what do you guys expect from
Yeah,
games?
it's
Well,
good.
do we want to say what we expect first, or do we want to give Game 6 analysis first?
Shit. Forget game 6.
Ain't none of y'all watch the game except
So
me.
what do
I
we
I
expect
didn't-
from
I
Game
didn't
7?
watch it.
Besides me,
I didn't
probably
watch
not
it. I was
watching
here.
because I'll be working.
If I watch, we gonna lose, bro. I can't watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stop watching.
You the same mindset as mine.
It works.
But
I can't watch them games, man.
what I seen in Game 6 was the Celtics coming out and playing like a better team, even without Jason Tatum for the first half, really.
What do you mean?
What I
He said what else? He wasn't on the court.
He had one.
I mean,
point.
well, no, actually, no, he was, but he was doing more. He was doing more harm than good trying to score the ball.
Okay.
Because 0 for 10 in the first half,
So
0 for 10
crazy.
in the first half is extremely insane, especially in a must-win game. But it's cool, he made up in that quarter, in like the last 6 minutes where he got most of his points. But I appreciate him for that. Can respect that. But Game 7, Celtics fan, I'm rooting for the Celtics. And the Sixers have a couple players on that team who, don't tend to show up in the biggest moments. So, I'm hoping that can replicate itself in
They
this
might have a
must-win game for
referendum
both teams
on
now.
certain players if that happens.
Yeah, so I got Celtics in 7. Now I do. I had it in 6, but at least I'm picking the same team. So Celtics in 7. I think Jason Tatum may have a good enough game to where we can just walk away with it. If he plays good in any of the last 3 games, we win easily.
Yeah.
But we got scratch and claw because our best player is shooting 30% It's all right. Team game at the end of the day, and I'm hoping that the better team wins out.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like I said I think our last episode, my X factor was Celtics focus, and that was the reason why I had the Celtics in 7 instead of 6 or even 5. Well, 6 like CT said, or even 5 was just because I felt like we were gonna drop a game that we should have won. Now we dropped 2 games that we should have won, but my thought was one of those games would cause us to have to play 7 instead of maybe finishing in 6. So I think they'll be ultra focused, kind of like they were today. As long as they start fast, they should be able to and get the crowd into it early. They should be able to withstand any potential runs that the Sixers might go on and be able to pull this game out and go face who we believe will be the Miami Heat in the next round.
Yeah, because losing 3 at home in one series for the Celtics would be extremely disappointing, and I don't know how unprecedented that would be, but it shouldn't happen. So I hope they lock in, take care of business. Being at home is definitely going to help, but the Sixers do have the MVP apparently, so and another top 25 player in the league. So it's a worthy opponent.
Did you?
I think, me personally, as a Celtics hater, I want a James Harden 30-point triple-double with a Joel Embiid 35-point game, 35 points, 10 rebounds, and a Game 7 blowout to really, make my whole month. But what I really think is going to happen, I think Jim's going to go out there and he's going to stink it up. I think Embiid's going to try to draw fouls.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. I hate you so much.
I'm just saying what I'm expecting.
Look what he's doing. You see what he's doing?
You see the look on his face.
No. It's like he's protecting himself from whatever happens. Because if James Harden plays right and plays good, then he's right. He was right all along. But if James Harden sucks,
I said it in this episode.
Hold on. Because if James Harden sucks, then he was right today. You see what he's doing? I hope y'all are saying this. This is like a year's worth of just protecting himself.
Okay, hold on now. I'm just talking about this specific game. If James Harden go out there and hoop, you can say I'm wrong about this game. But no, overall, you gotta say I'm right. So
this is exactly what he said. James Harden teacher said.
If James Harden stink it up and shoot below 40% from the field, I want everybody to agree with me.
I'm not agreeing with you. I mean, I'm agreeing with you now because that's what I'm expecting. I'm agreeing with you right now.
The Sixers win this game and James Harden plays well, I'll agree with you.
I mean, you should make a deal anyway. But
see, I'm trying to make a deal. See, so now I'm taking that off the table.
Let me finish my analysis. It's that it really comes down to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's the battle between James Harden and Tatum. Who's going to want to stink it out the least? Because I know either way, one of them's going to do it. So JB's been pretty consistent, and B has been pretty consistent mostly. But if Harden is out there shooting 3 for 13 with 9 assists, is not going to do it. And if Jason Tatum out there shoot 2 for 50, and he out there saying he's doing it for Kobe, shooting bricks, it's not going to do it either. So I think between those two, that's going to really decide who really wins the game, who jumpers on that day. I'm expecting the Celtics win, though, to be honest with you. It's coming down to that. I think the home court advantage should probably give it to him.
KCP is 21.
I was about to say, you guys, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has 21 points in the first half.
I'm so confused. Did y'all know what team he played for before?
You see,
no, not that team. The team he got a ring with.
The Lakers.
No. You said the team he played with before is the Wizards.
No, not right before. It's before in general, but sure. Let's say the Wizards.
He wasn't dropping 21 for y'all. JG, y'all ready to run him out of town?
Y'all was sending that boy.
KCP. No, that was Danny Green was running out of town. KCP was our third best player in the finals. We're not lying. Now we're lying. KCP was our third best offensive player in that finals. I know that for a fact because Danny Green stunk it up and Kuzma stunk it up. It's amazing we actually won that series. That was
amazing that y'all won.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a bubble ring.
You had 2020 AD.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We
And the bubble.
It's still got the same AD right now. To be honest with you.
Y'all sure do, but who knows? His head might start hurting. Because I don't know. I don't believe that he don't have a concussion, but I guess for the love of the game, we just want to see on game 6.
Like we said before, if they say he has one, then I don't think he's not playing game 6 or game 7. So they kind of had to clear him. They had to.
Yeah, I know they had to give him a little check for him, you know.
Now if AD comes out the game after like 2 minutes, then we know what's up. But
yeah, they're gonna tell him to fake it. They're gonna tell him to fake it different.
He is dying on that court. I'm telling you right now, he's putting his life on the line.
Man, for a game that y'all don't even need to win.
When he already got a ring.
No, we lose this game. Lakers losing this game, losing this series. We're not winning game 7.
That's not true. Y'all have LeBron James.
Oh my God. The momentum is going to be too crazy. LeBron's cool. But
it's because of the dog. Everybody's
waiting for the dog. The damn dog, man.
Nobody
we lose the series, man.
Nobody really thinks LeBron is going to blow a 3-1 lead. You know, the guy who made that video is a Lakers fan. He said on his TikTok, he said he's a Lakers fan.
Yeah, why he post that then? He's not a good person. Why he do that? Why?
He was to give the dog another take.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Let me look at
all the series. Like we had the Nuggets, we had the Celtics, we had the Lakers, and we had
the Heat.
The Heat. Yep, we touched on all of them. God damn, the Suns are down 30.
Yeah, so that series is done.
We will be talking about KD's legacy.
Set update. KD's 1 for 10. Woo!
Oh yeah, legacy talks. We might have to bring X on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. For our pod,
we gonna need a KD defender.
Talk about microwave teams don't get it done. I think it's really pushed in there for us. We looking really good as a podcast on that.
Oh, for sure.
It's not a microwave team. It's just not a good team.
But it's because
it's just not a good team.
They don't have the depth.
I mean, who did they lose exactly in this trade?
Cam Payne and Mikal Bridges.
Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges.
No.
If
they had them two.
If that's a microwave team, what are the Lakers?
I don't know if we can consider the microwave because they already microwave when they brought in Russ, but they just traded Russ for more depth.
They microwave the opposite direction. They actually got depth. Usually you don't get depth in the middle of the season like they did.
But that's why I don't consider it microwaving because usually when you're microwaving, you're getting a star. So when they traded all those people for Russ in like 2021, that was trying to microwave a change.
But did people not consider that? Did people not consider that 2018 Cavs team microwave?
I don't think so. They didn't.
The 2018 Cavs where they made all those.
You saying when they traded for Isaiah Thomas and them? Or you saying when they traded
for the deadline when they retooled the whole roster at the deadline?
I know what you're talking about. What Jordan Clarkson was like, we got a fucking team now.
No, that's not microwave. No.
If that's considered a
microwave, they had like 9 new players after the deadline. How is that not microwave? Is it because it's not a star?
Yes, because it's not a star. When you're microwaving, like a microwave trade is like trading for Anthony Davis.
But they were already championship contenders. They just different pieces. They didn't microwave their process. The microwave isn't just new players. It's like speeding up the timeline. That's the microwave.
Exactly.
They're already on the timeline. Now I think the Suns weren't the favorite this year. And at one point they were 13 seed, right? I know how that gets this season, but they weren't runaway favorites. But then they got KD, which pushed their timeline forward. At that point, they were kind of like the lead. The odds favorite at that point?
Yeah, I think they were odds on favorite at that point.
They lost.
You can say the same thing. The Clippers are a perfect example of a microwave because they traded for
what was the Suns' timeline before this that's so different from?
I might say, I think you're forgetting that Chris Paul III is on the team. That timeline was already pressed to the brink anyway.
I will say,
and we haven't seen this
what
version of Mikal.
JB's trying to say is they went from like basically not seen as contenders to seen as contenders overnight because they got KD. It's not an accelerated timeline thing, though.
In my opinion, I don't know why people thought that.
I'm glad you got
people telling me that. I know people saying they got KD now. They should win.
They
Weren't they
right, but then
contenders prior to the season starting? Were they not considered like they were in like?
I think they
Like
were.
we may have
I think
felt
they were
that
prior
they
to
were
the season started
contenders,
because they
but the
won
general public definitely thought the Suns were contenders.
because they won like 60 plus games last year, right?
you hold on, JP.
Yeah.
You thought the team that made the finals 2 years ago and the team that won like 65 games last season wasn't a contender this season going into this season?
No, they talked about the Grizzlies more than the Suns. I mean, into the
That
season.
doesn't mean they weren't contenders. I'm not saying
They were
the top
seen as
contender in the West.
contenders, but they weren't seen as the
weren't
odds
seen as
on
contenders.
favorite, and I think that's what JB was trying to say.
Wait, going into
No, nobody's saying they were the odds
Yeah,
on
going
favorite.
into the season, they were contenders.
But I'm saying them
I'll
being
give you that. I'll give you that.
them being the
Because
sixth
that's why
people
I think Devin Booker
hurt.
was going to make the All Star. I think that Devin Booker still made the All Star team, even though he was hurt, because people were talking about.
He did.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, he did
He
get
did.
snubbed this year. He did get snubbed. My bad. But I think we were
He got
considering
stuff
that because we were
everything,
talking
boy.
about how valuable Devin was and why they were in the position they were because he wasn't healthy. So that's what it was. I think we had a prediction that he was going to make it. He didn't make it, but yeah. So I think they were seen as contenders going into the season. They just weren't the odds-on favorite, which is what they became once they got KD. But like I said, I think the perfect example of Mike trying to microwave a championship is the Clippers because they traded all their young guys to get Kawhi and PG.
No,
And they still have.
I think that's worked great for him.
you said what?
I think that's worked great for him. So how was that the perfect example, but not the Lakers when we got KD?
I said that earlier. I'm saying microwaving it just in terms of just the idea of trying to go get a championship. But of course, I already said trading for Anthony Davis is an example of microwaving a
That's an
championship.
example. Yeah. The Clippers won.
Trading for KD. I don't know. The Clippers won. That's more so injuries.
But if
Right.
you're the
And
Suns,
then
you don't
the
make
Suns
that
won.
trade.
I'm not saying you don't make the trade. This just
I'm asking JB.
What?
You're not making that trade if you're the Suns, KD.
KD.
Considering like
consider
what is
where
the
he
alternative?
was like during the regular season because people were talking about him having a 55, 40, 90, and I think everybody was like,
And you can't think in hindsight of saying that Mikal Bridges is actually a really good player. Like we had not seen any of these flashes. Okay,
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the offseason when they had the opportunity to KD and they didn't do the deal that they did during the season.
That's because of the owner switch. That's the only reason why that trade went through this time.
I think
Because
the
the
whole
owner
problem
was willing to
didn't
give
fucking
Cal
trade.
picks.
They didn't trade fucking Ayton. I think Ayton should have been fucking traded when they. I don't know what if they did. The Nets refused to trade to take back Ayton, but Ayton had to go. As we can see now, Ayton.
The Suns wanted to keep Mikal first,
Right.
and then during the season, I guess KD did play great. I think he was injured at first, right? Wasn't he injured in the offseason?
Not that enough.
Okay, never mind.
No,
KD was healthy. KD was healthy. He requested a trade.
Mhm.
He came out hooping.
Right.
Then he got hurt and he was out for a break. And then he got traded while he was hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
Right as he came back.
I don't know how to get in their mind and say whether I would. Personally, yes, I would redo the trade. I think so. I get better pieces probably. Just in free agency outside of that in my own market, but I would redo the trade for sure. I'm not saying they're wrong microwave. I'm saying microwave teams don't get immediate success. That's all I'm saying. Like the Lakers didn't get immediate success, but they still got a championship out of it.
well, I don't think it's not like the Suns were the title favorite, so I don't know that this isn't exactly expected.
They were the odds favorite.
I swear they were the odds.
You mean
the
after
Bucks-
the
the
trade?
Bucks were.
They were the odds favorite.
I'm talking about coming into the playoffs. Coming into the playoffs, the Bucks and the Celtics were the two favorites to win the championship.
Who's the favorite part of the West?
They were. I think they were the favorites to come out the West
It was.
because it wasn't the Nuggets and it wasn't the Lakers.
Well, I don't think people will really watch it
Okay.
because KD had only played like 10 games with them.
Yeah,
up
and
to that
everybody
point?
was talking about how KD. They were like 8-0 with KD when he was.
I mean, they were, but he had still only played. But
And I get what you're saying, CT. But
I
the
don't know.
media themselves
I
were
wouldn't
were talking
really-
about how they were undefeated with KD being healthy, and that's what everybody was
yeah,
talking
but
about.
my thing is, I wouldn't really count this as microwave though, because the timeline is basically the exact same.
Okay. I'll say, did they give up youth or experienced time?
They did they did give up experienced youth. That sounds weird, but you understand what I'm trying to say because they had experience playing in big moments. So yes, they did give that up in order to get to this point.
Mhm.
But to that point where they made that trade, these Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson did not show the ability to elevate the Suns to a point where they were anything better than what they are right now, even like down the line. So maybe like, yeah, in a couple years, maybe Mikal Bridges gets you something else in a trade. Because at this point, like, he's been in the league for what, 5, 6 years? And he had never shown any all-star flashes, ever. So yeah, in hindsight, it looks crazy because with the Nets, he looks like a legit all-star. But when you make that trade with the Suns, like Chris Paul is on his last legs. And that was so clearly the number 2 guy.
He's no longer on his last legs.
He's on his toes.
Legs are gone. He's I was about to say something, but I'm not gonna say that, and I'm not gonna say my toes.
Why did you say that? You said you gotta tell us what is wrong with you. I think that this has more to do with Ayton not taking that step. And
that's a good point.
Paul is still your second guy, and if Chris Paul, like you said, is not even on his last legs, he's past that, and he's still your second guy, then that's what.
You ever play Call of Duty Zombies? You ever play Call of Duty Zombies? And he's like, you got zombies that like no legs, they're just crawling around. That's Chris Paul at this point. They're crawlers. You know what I'm saying? You save it in around, look around. See, that's the word I was avoiding to use. So why did you? You know how? You see, you know I was trying to avoid that. You still said it. I think you're underselling it.
You avoid the dog though.
What dog? Michael Vick. Anyway, like you said,
oh man,
Ayton. It's not that Ayton didn't take the step. It's that he took like 10 steps backwards. Now he looks like Marcin Gortat out there. I don't know what happened because he averaged 18 and 10 year 2, but now he's backpedaling to a Thomas Bryant type of player.
I think he just doesn't want to be there, honestly.
I know what happened.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I know this sounds like a crazy trade.
You know what?
I know it sounds like a crazy trade. But I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to reach out to Indiana and have a conversation.
That trade ain't happening. That trade ain't happening.
Yeah.
Miles Turner is better than him.
What was Ayton doing in the pregame? No, he did handstands at practice, but pregame warm-ups he was practicing half-court shots. I don't know what type of player he is.
He might just be one of those people who are motivated by money, you know. And there are people out there that exist.
That's possible, but last year he didn't have the money last year, and like him and Monty were like at odds, and they wanted him to play better.
But he
was gonna. But at that point, everybody knew he was gonna get.
He knew he was gonna get paid.
Okay,
he was going to get paid at that point.
I just think
in 2018, they asked him. In 2018, they asked him what is like success to him, and he said, "Getting to that second contract, that is success to him." As the first overall pick, he was worried about that second contract. That's when I knew he's an elite bag chaser because you're a first overall pick. If you just play decent, you'll get the bag. So at this point, you got the bag. I guess he's out here just having fun, doing handstands, half-court shots.
I mean, he's from the Bahamas. He's not really a basketball person anyways. He's a soccer boy.
Is this Buddy Hield from?
I think he is.
Hey,
I'm not gonna get into it.
How much money Buddy Hield?
So maybe he does need to go to Indiana. I'm just joking.
Buddy Hield?
Yeah, a little bag.
Buddy Hield making. Buddy Hield? What? Buddy Hield making Kirk Cousins money.
Dang.
No, wait. Buddy Hield might be making. He might be making Dak money. Dak Prescott money. Let me go look.
If he making Dak money, that's a little crazy.
To be the best running back or NBA 6-man. It's contract you want.
That's such an
easy
easy
contract.
That's too easy.
I'll be the NBA 12th man before I be starting anything in the league.
Jordan Poole is a 6-man, is getting the bag, and he got a.
Malcolm Brogdon is making what, like 23 a year?
We went out. What'd you say?
Oh, you didn't know.
Again?
Jordan Poole went on a date with Ice Spice, man.
You didn't know that?
Oh, yeah. He didn't go on a date. He paid for one.
Oh, my
fault. This is crazy.
You know how that works, huh?
But they say
I have to cut this too. We might have to cut this.
That's in the chat.
You ain't touch it, but you seen it.
Come on now, talk to me.
So I
got it paid for. You know how it goes.
Come on, that's too easy. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. I don't know, it's getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all been staying tuned. I don't know how much this time ran. The fella was, I don't know, the fella was short.
Long as shit.
It might be a couple hours. I'll let y'all know once the recording's over.
All right, well, thank y'all for hanging out with us, man. Y'all in the virtual episode, virtual pod with What's the Play. Again, got DeMarco, CT, Jalen, and Brian. Got Caleb. Congratulations to Caleb. All the
congrats, man. No graduation.
Shout out to Caleb. We all went through that. You know, Christian about to
say same thing to CT because he's
about to graduate too.
Yeah, forgot about that.
All these young ass niggas, man. They about to graduate. Yes, sir.
We got hot dogs coming out soon, bro. So you know what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
We gonna be locked in for real once them two are actually graduated. We gonna be real locked in. So, like CT said earlier, so like CT said before, be prepared for that for the draft episode to come out probably a couple weeks, and then we'll probably have a lot more content coming for sure.
Yeah, we got a lot of new stuff planned. You know, we've been brainstorming. You know, we've been scrolling on TikTok, been motivated by some of the stuff we've seen. You know, we got some decent stuff coming. You know, we ready to take that next step. We ready to take our who took a jump? Our Lori jump. You know. We locked in. Everybody out of school. Really about to lock in. We're really about to be able to lock in all areas. You know. So looking forward to it. You know.
But to do that, we really want to like, comment, subscribe. So
sure do.
Everybody, you know.
We forgot all about that. But yeah, you know, we've already taken a pretty decent jump with our consistency in comparison to last year. But we've been much more consistent. You know. So now we just gotta up the level that we're giving for y'all. So we're just gonna need y'all to up y'all level too, like he just said.
Lock in with us,
comment, subscribe, share, send it to your friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend. We appreciate the love and support. Be sure to stay tuned for the next play.
I don't know.